morning, and thank you for having me. My topic is game day face-off pre-scouts. We get questions all the time as coaches. How do you work your game day meetings? What do you guys do on a game day with regards to your meeting times, and how do you lay out your schedule? What we've always done in the morning on a game day is the very first presentation we do is our 5-on-5 pre-scout. Pete DeBoer does that. He does our 5-on-5 pre-scout. Right after that, we have a power play pre-scout meeting. We have pre-game skate, guys go home, we come back to the rink that night. That night, Pete then does a quick reminder of his 5-on-5 meeting from the morning. We then have a face-off pre-scout and then a penalty kill. So when you think about that, you're Alex Pietrangelo, you're Mark Stone, you've now sat in 5 meetings in one day. So for us, it's about being quick, concise, to the point, so that these players, and they want information, but have the ability to retain information going into whoever we're going to play that night. Go ahead, Coop. So, this is a presentation, mid-season presentation against Colorado, and I'm going to talk to you like you're our team right now. And this is going to be an example of how I would get up and do our pre-scout before a game, a 7 o'clock game at T-Mobile Arena, how we would do a pre-game face-off pre-scout. Ben, do you have a stopwatch with you? Okay, so go ahead, Coop, and we'll start now. All right, Colorado here tonight, and the reason we picked Colorado for this seminar is because obviously they're in the Stanley Cup final, so it gives you an opportunity to maybe take some of this and watch it. Colorado, they're going to come with us tonight, 2-man pressure. When they come with 2-man off center ice, our options, chip, let's get in, establish our forecheck, let's go D to D flat, let's bump, D, you get the line, and we'll jump, or we're going to go and draft, which means we'll hit a winger through the middle. Neutral zone dots, we win it, all right? Colorado, they're coming with 2 again, and they're going to come hard. All right, we're going to flood 3. So that's going to be our plan in the neutral zone, guys. Next, Coop. Okay, tonight we got to be aware of McKinnon. Every time he's on the ice, something's going on. He's going to run a 3 high. He's going to roll over from the boards, okay? They're going to run a D down the wall with Makar or Girard for sure, okay? They will run a short one-timer. They have an X-play that's in play, and we got to be aware of Makar and Girard when they're on the ice because they're going to spin. D-zone, if we win a draw, they're a center release. So let's make sure, center, you guys are jamming their center to give us time. Next. Okay, example right here of what we're going to see here tonight. Just be aware of McKinnon against Dallas here, guys. Last game, let it run. Okay, there's Nate there. As soon as they win that draw, he's popping up into that 3 high pause. Okay, so we have to make sure we're protecting good ice. Next. Okay, here he is here with Makar. Here's that board side rollover. Guys, our left winger, you cannot overextend, because if you do, here's what you're going to be looking at. Let it run. Okay, he comes over the top. There's Makar. Bang, it's at our net. Next. Okay, right there. 2 lefties. They have a short one-timer. We got to be prepared to eat a puck here. If they win it back, it's going lefty to lefty, and they're going to pound it. We got to be prepared for that. Okay, we have 3 arrows that we use. A red, a yellow, and a green. Red is a heavy, heavy pinch. Okay, that's what we're going to show against Colorado. Yellow would be more cautionary. If they can read and come, they'll come. And green is they're not coming at all. We're going to have time. Obviously against Colorado, heavy, heavy pinch. So for us, strong wall on a win, a stretch wing, a strong reverse, or a flip. Next. And that's it. Coop, what do you got? 2:18. Okay, that's what you got. That's the game day in the National Hockey League face-off meeting. Okay, so they know those calls. They know what the plays are. Okay, they know how to defend. They know how to attack. The question then becomes, how do we get to that point? So what's Steve Spott doing during the day or the night before, the day before, to get that to the players? And recognizing that Pietrangelo, Stone have to sit in 5 meetings. Okay, this is how we get there. Examples of that. Let it run, Ben. So that's the very first slide that the players saw. Okay. They know what a chip is. We work on that, okay? Just getting the puck up to a left winger, to a right winger, chipping, supporting, getting in, establishing our forecheck, okay? They know in the neutral zone on a win on the defensive side of the dots what a flood 3 is for us, where we're going to blow all 3 forwards out and try to get on the puck quick. Next. Okay, so also, things that you take for granted. Well, are you guys 2-man spotter? What are you guys doing? These are things that they have been taught, they know, okay, with regards to what we're going to do. So here's an example of us. We're a 2-man pressure team off a loss at center ice. Let it run, Ben. Okay, we lose the draw, we're going hard. Winger, winger, go. And this is not a man and a half, it's two. We're going. And the reason for that, let it run. As soon as that puck is dictated, we want our strong side D up, and the key to this clip is center above center. Our right defenseman right there cannot go if he doesn't think that our center is above their center, or we could be in a lot of trouble. So they know that. Next. Okay, coming in off of pause. Okay, this is an example of a stretch 3 or a flood 3. I love this because it allows you to play quick. It's a D to D, and watch our 3 forwards here. Let it run. All 3 forwards are gone. Flood one side, get a chip. You got Will Carrier, pause. Okay, we're getting first touch in on that puck now. So a real good example of a flood 3. Players know that, but before the game they're told that's what we would like to do. Next. Okay, so we're going to play Dallas. Okay, watching Klingberg here. Let it run, Ben. Okay, he gets it. Watch where he goes. They go D to D. Yep. Back to him. Pause. Okay, now he's in with possession. That's a clip that our players would see before a game. So they recognize that's in play. We got to be careful overextending because they run that in Dallas with him and obviously with Heiskanen. So we have to be aware of that. Okay, let it go. Okay, and this is us now on a win. Next one, Ben. Watching Riley Smith here. This is what we term a draft. Where we go D to D, our center will go away. Watch Riley Smith. Let it go. D to D. Pause. There's two-man pressure. We're able to exploit that. Now we get possession like Paul talked about. Now we can attack, all right, nose to nose, get our kick out, and go, and we get a clean entry off of this. So just an example of the neutral zone. Pause. That we are able to show our players and build our pre-scout. Next. Okay, you saw this slide. Our players saw this slide. How do we get to that point? Okay, what are some of the areas that I look at before I present it to the team so that they know what we're going to do? Let it go. Okay, we are a center release team. Okay, there's 2 types of coverages, generally speaking, in the National Hockey League when a team loses a face-off in the defensive zone. Okay, man-on-man. Okay, or center release. Okay, this is an example of why we use center release. Let it go, please, Ben. We lose this draw to Boston. Okay, Boston has a 3 high, what we term a 3 high. You guys saw that with Colorado, 3 high. This is why we use a center release. We don't want a defenseman above the top of the circles. That's just a philosophy. Everybody else has their own philosophy. That's our philosophy. Mark Stone, Stevenson, and Pacioretty all flex out, okay? Both D now absorb or assume whoever goes to the net, okay? So that is an example. When I showed you the McKinnon clip, 3 high against Dallas, our players know how to defend that. We just had to alert them that Nate McKinnon was going to do that. So they knew that. Next clip, please, Ben. Okay, an X-play. Okay, this is what we term an X-play. Let it go. This is where, okay, both wingers are going to crisscross. The centerman's going to pop. And the key for us is how we are going to defend this. And the key is our board side defenseman. Let it go. He steps in. Pause. He steps out. Look at the coverage now. Okay? Everybody's in good defensive posture. We're inside everywhere. Our center, great spot. Stick on stick. Shea Theodore stepped in, he stepped back out, he's got great defensive posture, net front D, and you can see both of our wingers, okay, against that X-play. And that is part of a pre-scout. If we see a team running that a lot, we alert our guys to it, they see it, we work on it in practice, because that's a play that teams like to confuse you with. How are we going to defend it? Part of our pre-scout. Next. Okay, D down the wall. Okay, again, how are we going to defend this? Let it run, Ben. Okay, our board side D, and we know Vancouver with Hughes, he's probably coming down the wall at some point if they win this draw back. Let it go. Board side D, pause. Okay, little more. Okay, board side D stepped in, steps back out. Our centerman right now, Nick Waugh, thinking, oh, this could be a 3 high. He's in a bad spot right now. He recovers, let it go. Okay, there's no 3 high, but he sorts it out, and we're good. Okay, that's how we defend a D down the wall. We're not man on man. Let it go. Next one, please. Okay, I love this. Go back, please, Coop. Okay, watch this double D. This is Boston. double D, going down. Run, let it go. There they go, both of them. Opportunity at the net, okay? Pause. So we go into Boston, we have to see that. That's a one-off. We don't see that very much. So again, it's recognizing what teams are going to do and showing that one or two clips that they may use that we have to make sure we don't get exploited on. Next, please. Okay, go. Okay, I showed you Colorado is a heavy pinching team. Okay, they're coming. Okay, Nashville. Nashville will go to the goal line from the point to pinch. Okay, Toronto, real aggressive. Okay, LA, us, San Jose, maybe not as aggressive. So if we go into a game and Ryan McGill runs our D, he has to know what are the options that we have on our face-offs when we win in the defensive zone. So some examples against a heavy pinching team. All right, Coop? Okay, two lefties. You saw this. Okay, Colorado, two lefties. So how are we going to get through that? What's our plan on a win? Let it go? Okay. Our players have to know, we see two lefties, that's a green light for us, we're rimming that puck. We're going. They want a short D to D like they've got those two lefties. We win it, it's going hard, and we're out. Let it run, please, Coop. Watch Pacioretty, gone. That puck's coming around the wall now. There, pause, okay? And we're there. First touch, okay? So we know that against that short D to D, that's what we're going to run. Next, please. Okay, Washington, there's an overlay. Let it run, Ben, for a sec. Okay, heavy pinching team, they're coming. Okay, so what we're going to do, we call this a bypass. We want to draw their D down, and we're going to put that puck off the glass and out in behind them, all right, and bait him. Generally bait him to come so we can get this puck in behind. And guys, this is called, they know that, going out to the draws, that this is in play. The centerman is talking, he's talked to the wingers, to the D, everybody's on the same page. We're running this together. There's no confusion here. Let it go. We win the draw. Watching the right D for Washington. Pause. He's down. It's off the glass and out. Yep. Pause. First touch, potential 3-on-2. Okay, great play against a heavy forechecking team or heavy pinching team. Okay, is that bypass? Next, please. Okay, stretch wing. Yep, let it go. Riley Smith. Okay, right now, we've got our righty and lefties on their strong sides. Okay, it's going to be a bump. Smith is out through the middle. Button hooks over. Pause. Little back pass there, and we're gone again. He pushes right out. Okay, we want their D to go, oh, good Lord, we can't come down. All right, we're blowing right out. We call that a stretch wing. All right, it's D to D, good bump, and we're out. Next. Okay, now, we're set for a strong wall here. Normally what's going to happen, we're going to win this face-off. Left defenseman on the wall is going to pick. Right D is going to get that puck off the glass, and we're blowing the zone and we're out into the neutral zone. Set the team up. We've run that a couple of times now. Now Ryan McGill says, boys, let's go strong reverse. Okay, here's an example of that right now. Let it go. Set it up. Bang. There's your reverse, and we're out. Okay, so again, backing teams off, setting them up with those strong walls, then you can run that strong reverse. Next, please. Okay, now I wanted to give you an example of a team that doesn't pinch as hard. This is against LA. Okay, over to hash is a call that we will use and then force teams to adjust. So if you have a team that isn't real aggressive, okay, they may not come down on a heavy pinch. Just an example of an over to hash. Let it go, please. Okay, we win the draw. Winger's over, hashes his line, pause, and then the key, and Paul talked about this, is making sure as soon as you go over up to the hash that D is that fourth man. He created the breakout, he went over to his partner, now he's got to jump, and he's got to get into a hole and join that rush. So we call that over to hash, and that would be against a team that is not as aggressive with regards to a pre-pinch and coming down on our right winger in this scenario. Good. Next, please. Okay. Well, what do you guys do before a game spotter? Are you going two-man pressure? Are you going board side pressure? I didn't see that against the Colorado pre-scout, okay? That's something that I would just dictate to them. They wouldn't have to see this slide. This would be a preseason slide, right? Maybe the first 3-4 games of the regular season, we would show this slide. But other than that, it would be me against Colorado saying, boys, we're going two-man up ice here tonight if we lose, or we're only going to go board side pressure tonight. So when you see these slides, it's not like we forgot to tell our team. It's just in the middle of the season, they don't need to see the slide. But two-man pressure. We lose a draw in the offensive zone. We have two-man pressure. Next, Ben. Or we would have board side pressure. Okay, and that would be dictated on, maybe you've seen that team a lot recently, you want to switch things up. Maybe their D are really gifted at skating. When you look at a McCarr, okay, a Burns, a Heiskanen, okay, how do we want to go about them on a clean loss? What's our plan? What do we want to do? So those are examples of slides that we would use early in the season to let our guys know, especially if you call up players from the American Hockey League so they understand what our plan is up the ice when we lose a face-off. Let it go? Okay. So, San Jose knows we're not a real aggressive pre-pinching team. Okay, our right defenseman is probably not going to come down on a clean loss here. Okay, so watching Pacioretty, he's our right winger. Yep. Okay, Max is right there. Clean loss, pause. Eichel jumps. He's got one job to do. He's on the board, he's going. Okay, center, make sure you get above. Watch Pacioretty here. Yep. Lives another day, gets a piece, and we're good. Okay, we don't sell out with two, okay, because we're cleanly beat there. So it's a good read. You watch Tampa against Colorado here, okay? If they lose a draw clean in the offensive zone, watch what they do, okay? They'll live another day, okay? They're not going to give up two guys where McCarr and these guys are beating them up the ice. Sometimes you have to take your medicine and bail out. Pacioretty, great read, okay? Eichel's jumping. Max has to make a read there. Lives another day, gets a stick on it. Next. Example of two-man pressure here now. Watching Alex Tuch, there'll be an overlay here, Coop. Let it go. Okay. We want to go. We want two-man pressure here. Go. Pause. Okay. Doesn't chase numbers. We're beat. Doesn't chase numbers. Let it go. Comes around the front of the net. Boom. Pause. Gets a stick on it. Okay. We get possession. Good read. Okay. So make sure when you're showing your teams this, okay, good sticks, good reads. Okay, it's critical whether or not you're going to go board side pressure or two-man pressure. Next. Okay, ozone. Just some fun stuff for you guys now. Let it go. Okay. Yeah, let it run. Non-negotiable. Board side, ozone. Two jobs. You're jumping on a loss, you're jumping on a win. That's your job. Unless you've got something really fancy that you're going to run, that's your job. Okay? Getting on a puck if we lose it, on a win, getting to the net. Critical. Let it go. We win this draw, get to the net, get to the net, get to the net, pucks and bodies to the net, goal. That's where goals are scored in our league. Okay? Beating people to the net. I had the pleasure of coaching Joe Pavelski in San Jose. Obviously, you guys see the clips of him tipping pucks and making plays around the net. And Joe's not the fastest skater in the National Hockey League, but he said something to me that I'll never forget. He said, Spotter, I don't have to be the fastest guy in the neutral zone. Where I've got to be fast is from the corner to the front of the net. If I can beat that defenseman from the corner to the front of the net, I'm going to get a piece of a puck. Okay? So, again, board side, non-negotiable. Jumping on a loss, jumping on a win. All right? Getting to the net. Next. Okay? Board side rollovers. This is the McKinnon clip that you saw. Okay? In the National Hockey League, we're watching what other teams do. How can we use that? Okay? We've got Mark Giasseau, a right shot on the wall. We've got Alex Pietrangelo on the right side as a right defenseman. So for us, let it go. Okay? Watching here. Yeah, go. Win it. Pause. Okay? Right there. Left winger for Montreal sells right out. Okay, we go by it. Yep. Pietrangelo, back of the net. So, teams see that. Pre-scouts against us. How do we make an adjustment to that? The next clip is the second part of this now. Okay, watching here. Let it go. Get it. Over to Pietrangelo. Pause. Now you can load up that player. Now you can go right back to him. Let it go. And he just misses this, but that's a grade A. Okay, so you can take that first part, all right, and then build that into the second part. So it's a great part, a great way to add to your pre-scout. Next, please. Okay, now, I talked at the beginning. Some teams, center release on a loss. Some teams, man on man. So you have to know that as a coach going in. Pete would say, Spotter, what are we going to see here tonight? Well, we're playing against Nashville, Pete. They're a hard man-on-man. All right, you're going to show a D down the wall? Yeah, we've got it. We're going to show that for sure. Because what's going to happen, watching 5 for Nashville, he's got one job. Wherever our left winger goes, go ahead, Ben, he's got to get to him. They are man-on-man. They will allow him to go above the top of the circle. So for us, we know that. Let it go. Braden McNabb, go. Right down the wall, pause. And all we want our D to do now is get junk to the net. Get that puck into the blue paint. McNabb does, and we're rewarded for that and get a goal off the man-on-man. So that's a clip that we would show against a team that covers off like that. Next. Okay, now the second part of that. We're going to, again, LA, man-on-man. Watching the right defenseman for Los Angeles here. Gets lost for a second. Let it go. Pause. We go D down the wall. He's like, oh, good Lord, where'd my guy go? He has no idea for a second. Let it go. Pause. That's a defenseman now. He's going out. Okay? We get a puck, and look where our bodies are in front of the net now. We've got people getting to the net. Let it go, please. Okay? And we're rewarded with a tip and a goal. Okay? So a way to exploit a man-on-man team. Let it go, please, Ben. Okay? Center release. Okay? I've showed you the man-on-man. Okay? Now a team like us, center release. So we have to be aware of this. Okay? Teams that are playing or coaching against us, we know we're going to have to deal with this. So the centerman, anytime there's a loss, he has to flex out. Okay? Let it go. Right there. We know they're coming out. Pause. We just jam him. Jam him hard. And teams that play against us try to do that to us. And it's hard. We're running a 3 high. Let it go. Let it go. Pause. We've got 3 players above the top of the circles right now. So for a center release team, your center's got to get out, both wingers got to get out, and the D absorb whoever comes into the net front. So if we can jam the centerman, there's always a way to beat a system. Okay, this is how. Jam that centerman. We've got a 3 high. Our left defenseman now is going. He's got green light to get to the net. Let it run, please, Coop. To the net, okay, and we end up scoring. So for every system, there's a way to exploit it. The key for it is with face-offs, it's the one time in a game where all 5 of your players and your goaltender should be on the same page. It's the one time. Okay? On a win, here's your job. On a loss, here's your job. Okay? And you got to work on it. In preseason for us, we run 5-on-0 breakouts with regards to face-offs, just to go through the reps, especially if you've got new defensemen in your lineup. They know the calls. 5-on-0, okay? Strong wall, strong reverse, stretch wing, okay? Rim. Whatever our calls are going to be for that night, they know that. And as coaches, people ask all the time, do you make the calls when the players are going out? We do. Our players know going out to a face-off what the calls are going to be. Either Ryan McGill or myself will let them know what the call is going to be. And Pete will dictate who he wants making the calls as a coach that night, who's going to be telling the players what the calls are going to be. So there's no guesswork. Everybody's on the same page at all times. And you can see from there that everyone is clear, on the same page, so there's no confusion. There is my email. Feel free, and I said this last night to some of the people at the pub, feel free to reach out. I think when we come to these events, you try to get as much information as you can, but the best thing for me, having been to tons of these over the years, is sharing information. So if I can help out with any of this stuff through the year, through the summer, please don't hesitate to reach out, send me an email, and I'll get you anything that I can to help you out. All right? Have a good afternoon. Have a good weekend. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.